The year is 1519. A vast and powerful empire, the Aztecs, dominates what we now call Mexico. Their magnificent capital, Tenochtitlan, shimmers like a jewel amidst the lakes and mountains. Their warriors are feared throughout the land. Yet from across the vast ocean comes a force that will change the fate of this empire. A seasoned commander of the Spanish crown, Hernán Cortés, arrives with a small band of conquistadors, armed with steel, gunpowder, and an insatiable thirst for conquest. Now the most astonishing part. The mighty Aztecs, amidst all their power and glory, initially welcomed this foreign invader with open arms. Why? What could lead a flourishing, formidable empire to invite its own doom? The Aztec Empire was ruled by a man called Moctezuma II, an enigmatic and cautious leader. His empire, while dominant, was by no means unified. Subjugated tribes resented their Aztec overlords, often burdened by heavy tributes and the terrifying specter of ritual sacrifice. This brings us to Hernan Cortes, a cunning and driven figure, far more than a simple soldier. While possessing a small force, he was a master manipulator. News of the Spaniards and their strange weapons had reached the Aztecs long before Cortés set foot on their shores. And here's where things get truly fascinating. Aztec mythology spoke of a returning god, Quetzalcoatl, described as light-skinned and bearded. Coincidentally, Cortés fit this description. This, along with the unsettling reports of the Spaniards' might, instilled a deep sense of uncertainty within Moctezuma and his advisors. This uncertainty is vital. It explains much of the initial Aztec behavior. It wasn't simply welcoming an invader, it was attempting to understand or even placate what they feared might be a divine power. Cortés landed on the coast of Mexico in February 1519. Astutely recognizing the potential for exploitation, he didn't hesitate to sow discord among the Aztec subject peoples. Through brutal skirmishes and shrewd promises, he skillfully turned those resentful of Aztec rule into his eager allies. The Tlaxcalans, locked in a generations-long struggle with the Aztecs, proved his most crucial partners, providing thousands of warriors eager to strike at their overlords. Meanwhile, Moctezuma vacillated. Reports of these strange, pale-skinned men, their thunderous weapons and fearsome horses, only intensified the age-old prophecies of Quetzalcoatl's return. Moctezuma's lavish gifts of gold, intended to perhaps appease these potential deities, merely stoked Cortés's insatiable greed. There could be no turning back. Cortés was fueled by an unwavering belief in his own righteousness and lust for conquest. In November 1519, bolstered by thousands of native allies, Cortés reached the doorstep of the magnificent Aztec capital. It was here that Moctezuma made his most perplexing and ultimately fatal decision. The reasons behind this move remain shrouded in conjecture. It was likely a complex brew of factors. The lingering fear that Cortés and his men were truly divine beings as ancient prophecy foretold. Moctezuma may have believed he could contain the threat. Perhaps he hoped to bend these newcomers to his advantage, playing them against his empire's other enemies. Aztec systems of diplomacy, steeped in ritual and formality, may not have equipped Moctezuma to deal with a threat so utterly alien and unpredictable. Alas, it was a catastrophic error. Initially treated with guarded reverence, the Spaniards quickly overplayed their hand. Cortés brazenly took Moctezuma prisoner, aiming to control the vast empire through its own figurehead. Predictably, the city descended into chaos. The Aztecs, their suspicions confirmed, eventually rose in a desperate revolt. The Spaniards were driven out in a bloody night known as La Noche Triste, the Night of Sorrows. Despite the losses, Cortés was relentless. He would regroup, exploit simmering resentments, and return to topple the once mighty Aztec Empire. But that is a story for another time. The fall of the Aztec Empire was a watershed moment. It would reshape an entire continent. Yet as we contemplate why the Aztecs welcomed Cortés, we are faced with questions far larger than any single historical event. What happens when cultures collide? How does fear of the other distort our choices? When is diplomacy a virtue and when is it merely a prelude to destruction? Does the thirst for power, whatever its form, inevitably lead to such tragedies? These are questions we continue to grapple with today. Thank you for joining me on this exploration into the past. If you found this thought-provoking, please like, share, and subscribe for more journeys through history's shadows. Until next time.